let's talk all things USPVA. Welcome to the pole vault vlog. My name is Shawn Francis, and we talk everything funny running with the flicky sticky, because more bendy, more sandy. Commercial time, everybody loves commercial time. Yeah. Extinction. Patreon members saved this vlog from extinction, unlike the poor demise of the booby bird. Look it up, it's a real extinct bird. They've even helped us grow to the point where we have grown extra boobies that I like to call a podcast that is starting in January, in a week or so. So if you would like to help Team Hoot grow extra boobies, go to patreon.com. Boobies is just fun to say. Now, for the shortest commercial I've ever done. Pole Vault Summit 2019, go now! Guys, Maggie Vaults Over the Moon is one of the greatest books of all time. You guys should check it out. I'll leave a link in the description below. Last but not least, joining Team Hoot is easy. Go to team-hoot.com, count to 10, and then a little thing will pop up and be like, hey, you want to join Team Hoot? And you'll be like, yeah, I do. That's why I'm here. Website. And then we're on a team. It's great. All right. As many of you know, I'm on the board of USPVA, but I'm also Shawn Francis, and I don't like to lie, so I'm going to be very transparent with you, tell you exactly what happened in the last year, my subjective thoughts on it, and then if you guys have more questions in the comments, I will be happy to answer them for you. But this will be the USPVA recap of 2018. Last year after Las Vegas, we were extremely excited to say the least, so we came screaming out of the gates. We wanted to improve pole vault education, help the elites, help high schools and clubs, and support street meets. Those were our 4 big things we wanted to do. So we made USPVA an official non-profit organization. We got 6 board members. We got a logo and a website made, and we even had a booth at Reno and the Akron Pole Vault Summit. We were official. But Shawn, what did you do in your eyes? To keep it simple, I think we failed. It's about as simple as it goes. I literally think we failed, and it's hard for me to say that, and I'm sure the board's going to be emailing me after this and say, what? We failed. But that doesn't mean we didn't try. We tried to get a corporate sponsor. We tried to get a few corporate sponsors. We called all sorts of people to get a corporate sponsor to help with street meets and clubs, and Elon Musk didn't return our phone call. He's too busy putting people on Mars, apparently. We created a membership on the website, but we couldn't agree upon what would add the most value to you guys. We wanted to be a voice of the pole vault, but we were struggling to figure out what our own voice really was, where we could have the most impact to help the pole vault community out. And not everyone shared our excitement and passion. We even created a map of all the clubs in the entire United States, and then 2 days later we found the exact same map on Vaulter Magazine's website, but all the pins that we had were just normal pins, had Vaulter Magazine logos on them, so we had to reach out and ask them to take it down. And that's kind of sucky. But Shawn, they say imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. So I guess we got that going for us. But USPVA did put $3,000 into pole vault education. Sorta. Or they're giving Team Hoot $250 a month via Patreon to keep it going. But in reality, USPVA only made $900 last year, so let me call Elon Musk. Elon! I'm not good at math. Help. Oh. Mark Cottazzo paid for everything. So as I was about to end Team Hoot and just call it a quit and just kind of go off and do something completely different, Mark saw some value in what I'm doing here as providing education to the pole vault community and help keep it afloat. So Mark, I will forever be thankful to you. Speaking of Mark, he's been getting a lot of shit that all the money that USPVA is making is creating this whole Vegas situation. Honestly, $900 can barely get a room in Vegas, and that's not going anywhere near that. All the Vegas stuff is Mark Cottazzo connections and his money trying to pump it in here. The original idea was to do the USPVA meeting at Chuck E. Cheese, but Scott Houston is afraid of guys in rat suits, so that kind of put a damper on it pretty quick. Sorry, Scott's out now. Hopefully no one chases you down in a giant rat suit. So I'll say it one more time. USPVA did not spend 1 dime on anything in Vegas. Ever. All the money that's being made is going right back into you, the pole vault community. What we did accomplish in the last year. The map was completed and helped vaulters find clubs and helped clubs get more vaulters. So that was a huge success. Sponsored 2 street meets, helped represent 18 elite athletes. We've had 1 official pit swap. We found schools that can't afford the pole vault because pits are expensive, poles are expensive. So we reached out to all the big pole vault manufacturers and asked, hey, every time you sell a pit, can you ask what they're doing with the old one, and if they'd be willing to donate it to us so we can transfer it to a school that needs a pit, and they can continue to grow the sport of pole vault and even have it at their school. And that's happened once, and we got 2 other ones in the works right now. So that's being very successful. It's growing the sport. And this is Mark's personal favorite, but on the National High School Federation website, there was a picture of a pole vaulter going over the bar backwards. Like that. And Mark hated it. So he did everything within his power, phone calls, and got the picture changed to a guy looking safe going over it, or a girl, I can't remember, maybe both, going over the bar safe instead of backwards. So that's kind of neat too. We also stepped in where we thought our expertise could help, whether it was with the softbox or bringing some awareness to what happened with the peg thing in Reno last year, or trying to stop putting kids' weights on their shirts, because no kid should have to deal with something like that. So we've made a lot of phone calls and made a lot of those connections, trying to just be like, hey, this isn't cool, we can help you find a better way. But another little issue we ran into is how many of you know that all this has happened? Exactly. We're not very good at social media and talking about ourselves. So that's on our list of things to improve. So at the beginning I said we failed. USPVA failed, and I say fail loosely because I'm more interested in progress. But because we failed a lot, we are so much smarter than we were last year, and that's why this meeting turned out so great, which I'm about to share with you right now. So we took these sweet little knowledge failure bombs and we restructured the way we want to do this meeting. I'll put the agenda in the bottom, I'll put the agenda of everything we talked about in the link below in the description, so you can check that out and see exactly what we talked about. But here's a quick little rundown. Beckett Peter of Pole Vault Power talked about rules and rules committees. Brian Yokoyama talked about the state of funding and funding opportunities. Keith Ferguson and Keith Hobson of Jammin' and Jumpin' Street Vault, they talked about how to run a long-term street meet, because theirs is awesome. Steve Chappell of UCS Poles, oh shit, what do you talk about? Steve Chappell of UCS Poles talked about the growth of the sport and pole vault equipment. Buddy Zach Green talked about pole vault marketing and social media. And Steve Thomas talked about stick jumping and how to grow it from the youth sports all the way up through high school, and that's a way to keep the sport growing. Now I had the privilege of getting to hang out with a bunch of kids and stick jump. It was really fun. Everyone should do it if they get a shot. So we saw these people along with everyone else we invited as doers. We have so many really great dreamers and inspiration people and idea people in this sport, and we found last year we needed more action people. We just didn't have enough. With six people on the board and a handful of volunteers, it just wasn't enough with all the great ideas we had. In my eyes, a dreamer without any action remains a dream. Yeah, that makes sense actually. So that's USPVA in a nutshell. 1 year. That's what happened. That's kind of the direction we're going. If you have any more questions, leave them in the comments below and I will be happy to answer them until people stop asking them. I'll answer anything you got. Even if you ask me weird questions, I will answer them. Or you can go on my social media and I'll answer stuff too. If you'd like to be a part of it, go to uspva.org and we'll give you something to do. A special thank you to all the Patreon members, especially the 25 and up members. You guys are awesome. You're helping keep this thing afloat. And as promised, here are your names on the screen. If you guys would like to help Team Hoot grow and grow some more boobies jokes still happening, head over to patreon.com/teamhoot and you'll be good to go. Did I do that right? I got that as a Christmas present from an 8-year-old. It's pretty awesome. Guys, as always, there are many ways to pole vault. Try what works best for you and then do more of that. Life is meant to be experienced, and curiosity will get you there. I will see you next week. Oh, I'm heading to Daniel Ryan's in 2 days. All sorts of crazy cool pole vault content will be coming your way.